Welcome back. I'm back. Today I want to talk about a solution to all your problems. A solution to not feeling stressed amidst the greatest of difficulties. This practice of stoicism amidst tribulating times. Stresses such as tests, exams, work, people, losses, gains, all of which. The pain of zooming out has become something often overlooked. More often than not, we are unable to objectively view the issue at hand. When we have a bad habit, for example, such as scrolling, this bad habit feels like it's going to go on for eternity. That every day you're going to fall into the same trap, that it's going to suck, and you're unable to break free from the chains that it puts you in. But what you failed to do there was able to zoom out and see the objective truth of this problem. We struggle to do so because we don't know what the future looks like. So when we constantly scroll and we just finished scrolling and we've been now called to do something, we're now anxious. We're now in a mind that we can't control because we don't know what the consequences are going to be. I didn't do the thing I was supposed to. I did this instead. How is this going to affect my life? And so you think of all the problems and all the ways, the negative thoughts on how it could affect your life. Now you may think sometimes, okay, here's a positive. You realize that there's a lot of negative thoughts, so you start thinking to yourself positively. Okay, well, it's not that bad. And you zoom out a little bit. But you stop because you stop to the point that you try and predict the future because you can't. Meaning you try to zoom out, you try and use positivity, but it often gets withheld to its own limits because still you don't understand the future. The problem of what is going to happen still floods back. So you have these negative thoughts from the consequences of what might happen if you fail a test, if you continue to scroll, if you continue to waste time. You think of the consequences. Okay, you're now overwhelmed. Now you realize that. Now here comes the positive thoughts. Okay, it's not going to be so bad. But then here come the negative thoughts, simply because we can't understand the future. We can't understand the true consequences of the actions. But if you take a second and look a step beyond that, the future doesn't matter because what is something that's always going to happen to all of us? It's death. That is the cure to zooming out. It is the cure to all our problems. You get confidence, those moments where you're feeling anxious after doing something bad, because you don't know what the future is going to unfold like. You just want time to pass so you can be assured that the future is not going to suck. But if you zoom out to the point of death, you realize that this issue is nothing. This issue in the grand scheme of things is nothing. You're going to die. And so this raises another form of alertness that we can bank off of. Thinking about death, it raises, okay, does this issue simply is nothing. But I simply can't waste more time on this because I'm going to die. This practice of thinking about death has its pros and its cons. Now, why might we want to zoom in and zoom out? Zooming out is desired when we're interacting with other people because it allows us to gain the perspective to why they might be having the opinion they have, to being able to understand what they're feeling. Or it can apply to the stresses in our life. We might want to zoom out to see how bad is this thing actually? How bad is this thing going to affect my life? So now we have these two domains in which we would need to and want to zoom out. How do you zoom out? There's two solutions to that. Understanding of emotions. When you're interacting with someone, you have to understand why they might feel the way they want to feel. And understanding emotions is a completely different and difficult process that I've constantly worked to understand. Understanding of the emotions allows you to succeed. And so in the example of it helping you in a conflict with someone else, it can also help you with yourself. If you're understanding why you're feeling the way you're feeling, you can then move forward after zooming out. So zooming out can allow you to understand your emotions as well as other people. So in the both domains that I talked about prior, the solution is understanding of emotions. And so I'll come out with a video in a later date talking about the significance of emotions and how to predict and understand them. But that requires you to watch the videos to the end, stay focused, like the video, and maintain concentration. I need your support, is all I'm saying. Going back, the second solution to the problem is treating it like it's a muscle. Treating this ability to zoom out like a muscle. If we take it in the application of whatever it is difficult to do. So how do you make it stronger? It's like a muscle. You strengthen it. So how do you strengthen it? You do that by constantly practicing it. But then how do you constantly practice zooming out? What is the solution? Solution is prayer. I wanted to talk about this in my last video, but I didn't get to. I wasn't able to zoom out and see that this was the core underlying point. What prayer does is it gives us the perspective of the greater beyond, the greater, just it being outside of us. Reality isn't just us. When you think it's just you, you're just going to think about all these issues. But if you zoom out, if you pray and you think about the universe, the world, this issue becomes nothing amidst all of it. So death and its minutiae will allow you to understand that this problem is just insignificant. And so what that does is when you use prayer to zoom out, all of a sudden, once again, this issue feels like it's nothing. You can easily break it down. And if you constantly keep practicing that, you get confident. You get confident because your ability to zoom out allows you to see that whatever it is, you're a human. You're able to just take down this tiny little task. Because you see the universe, the planes, if you can hear that. There's planes that fly in the air. It was said that planes would never fly in the air. Gravity would always pull it down. Man doesn't fly, so planes can't exist. But it was just simple as if you zoom out and say, okay, you just need a force greater than gravity. Let's just do that. But if you constantly looked at, oh, we're humans, we can't do that, you're never going to fly. You gain confidence in that. You gain confidence through that. You realize when you zoom out the abilities you have. And by understanding your own abilities, you gain confidence in what you can and cannot do. And when you know you can't do something. So after zooming out multiple times, you see that I'm not good at this. Okay. And you realize that that's a human flaw. When you zoom out, you also see everyone else's worlds. This person sucks at this. Oh, I'm good at this. This person is good at this. Oh, I suck at that. It just becomes facts. Things just become real. Just zooming out makes you realize what things really are. So the solution is prayer. Zooming out. Prayer is your solution and your muscular activity to strengthen that ability to zoom out. And the second is understanding of emotions, which I'll get to in a later date. So stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Keep watching the videos. Please support. That is how I get the energy and strength to want to create a long video like that emotional one would be. So, in this endeavor to conquering all the conquests, to conquering all the problems in our life, to being successful, strong, and powerful, I wish you good luck and take care.